morning, friends, and I wanted to welcome you to Nature Preserve Life. And this is a little unusual video. Last summer I was diagnosed with celiac, and I don't know if it's true celiac because the blood work came back negative, but when the doctor did the endoscopic colonoscopy, he said, your colon looks like celiac. And then he did the biopsy and that came back positive. So my doctor's like, 2 out of 3, Judy, stay away from wheat. 3 months later, I'm feeling better. Not 100%. I still get gassy, bloaty, it hurts. Ugh. And so I know I have overgrowth and I got to work on that. But anyhow, I have been testing different flours that work with my body, that doesn't cause the pain, the gas, the bloating, yucky feeling. And I came up with a cupcake recipe. It is a pineapple coconut, and they're moist, they're delicious, and I want to share them with you. So without further ado, let's get baking. Okay, so the first thing I do is I get my cupcake tins in the cupcake holders. These are jumbo, but I spray them. And this is a avocado oil, and I just spray them so they don't stick. So when you're taking your cupcake out, it doesn't stick. So you want to do that. All right. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Bob's Red Mill blue bag, gluten-free. Okay, I got a picture of it. Thane went and bought me a 25-pound bag, and I put it in this container, which it's working pretty good. And we're going to get it out of this. Okay, so you're not going to put the scoop in there. You're going to scoop it with a spoon, and you're going to tap it. This has like starch in it with the sorghum flour. So it's very delicate and very picky and not forgiving. It's not like wheat flour. So it's kind of how I do it. And you tap it. So it kind of settles into the crevices and the nooks and the crevices. And that's kind of how you do that. And if I'm shaking the camera, I'm really sorry. See if I can do that. And then I'm just going to we're going to just scoop it off. So it's okay. Now we're going to do the next one. So I'm doing 1 1/4 cups. I found that 1.5 cups, I don't know, to me, they're just not as moist. So that's why we're just doing 1 1/4 cups. And I'm going to sift it. So when you sift your flour, it just makes it light and fluffy. And that's what we want. We just want it to be fluffy like cake, you know, and so that's what it looks like that. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make sure I'm prepping, I'm getting everything organized. You can have like a bowl or just anything that works. And then I have a sifter here, and then you're going to just put your flour in it. That was 1 1/4 cups of the Bob's Red Mill blue bag. And then you're gonna 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. My baking soda seems to be a little clumpy today. 1.5 teaspoons. And then I have 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And you want to get the baking powder that does not have the aluminum in it. Aluminum just gets inside your muscles. It's not good. So, okay, so we got 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And then you're going to do some salt, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. always put it, my brain isn't working because I've been very, very sick, and I'm very forgetful until I can get this tummy healed. So what I do is I have all my ingredients out, and then as I'm putting them in the bowl, okay, so one thing I do like to do before is to get my milk. So the milk I'm using, it's a Thai. It's 2 simple ingredients. You can get it in the Asian part of your supermarket. And the reason I use this, because it's a light coconut milk, and I'm having some problems absorbing fats. So this worked for me. They're turning out beautiful. So that's kind of why I'm doing that, kind of why I use these certain ingredients. Okay, so we want 3/4 cup, and it's room temperature. So what I'm going to do is make a buttermilk, a vegan buttermilk. Okay. I'm going to be super careful. Stick at the counter. Normally I would use a cutting board, but I didn't get one. I'm lazy. Okay, so let's get this in here. I just do a half. I'm just going to throw it in there. That should work. Get the rest of it out. Okay. And then if you have a disposal, you can put that half a lemon and put it through the disposal, and it makes your kitchen smell so good. So I'm going to be doing that in a little bit. Okay, we'll put this a little bit while you're mixing your other ingredients. Now I'm not preheating my oven yet. I'm going to wait until I get everything mixed up. Then I'll preheat the oven. Then the leavening works really well with the flour, and it just, works that flour and gets it nice and bubbly. Then you throw it in the hot oven and they rise. So that's what I noticed. Working with gluten-free, it's a little tricky, but it's okay. It's doable. Just gonna try to prep everything. So this is just earth balance. I'll show you what the dill looks like. And this is another thing I can eat. But if you can eat butter, go for it. I just can't do it. It just hurts. I tried different times and I just can't. There's just too much fat in it. But this works really well. So that temp. I'm going to put them in this one. We're separating the eggs. I'm going to put the egg whites in this, and I'm going to whip them up. Then I'll mix everything else up. It has little holes. I don't know if you can see it, but there's little holes. And so the egg whites will go through the holes. So anyways, that's what you can use if you're just really not. You want to make sure that they separate really nice. Okay, let's go ahead and sift the flour. And I went ahead and put the leavening and the salt in there. And there's other sifters on the market. I just really like to do this. It just seems like it's really, the mesh in here is really good. And it works fine. It just takes a few minutes just to get this. But I just find that if you sift it, it just comes out better. And when you separate the eggs and you whip your egg whites. You're going to put that in the very last, or not the very last. It'll be right before you put your pineapple and your coconut. So, yeah. Okay, we're going to cut this, chop it a little bit. And I suppose I should have used a better knife, but that's okay. Whatever knife you have, whatever you grab, it'll be fine. It's no big deal. I was very lucky growing up. I had a mother that took the time to, you know, teach me how to bake and cook. So I was very lucky. Was a neat lady. Anyways, okay, so I mean, you just make it as small as you think you want it. But to me, I like just to bite in on just a little bit of, and it's just so good. Okay, so now we're going to do it one more time. I want to take it, put it in here. One more time, we want to just... I can just do this without throwing it all on the floor. That will be a bonus. Okay. Okay, we're going to throw this in the sink. And then I'm going to squeeze this out again a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and measure out the coconut. We're only doing like a half a cup of coconut. I don't like them soggy. You want them nice and fluffy and moist, but you don't want them soggy. That's one thing you don't want. Yuck. This does not sound very good. I'm going to leave that right there. Now, we take our coconut. Now, since we do live in the middle of nowhere, I froze it. I had used it not too long ago, and I threw it in the freezer. I made sure it was sealed really well, and it works fine. So, it'll keep, which is hallelujah. Okay, just a little bit more. Okay, let's see. Just one a little bit more. And this is the sweetened coconut that I'm using. I just wanted to have a little bit more, you know, sweetness and softness to it. And I noticed when you buy the unsweetened coconut, it's kind of hard. So, I don't know. This doesn't want to close, so I'll have to do that later. Sometimes that happens. Okay, so the first thing that we really need to do is we need to whip our egg whites. So let's do that. Let's put some of this stuff over here so I remember that I did it already. And we're going to grab our egg whites and we're going to put it on. Teaspoons of coconut extract, and that's what this is. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. So we're going to get 2 teaspoons of that in there. 1, 2. Okay. And we're going to put this back over here so I know I did it. Okay. I'm going to our bowl. Okay, now I'm going to show you what this looks like, and then we're gonna fold in our egg whites. So when I used to make German chocolate cake years and years ago, this is kind of how you did it. You know, you rotated, you sipped your flour. And so I took those little tips on how I did that, and I just started, when I started baking, it was, ugh. So that's kind of what we do. It's all good. Oh, but it's, you know, it's activating. The leavening is activating, and I go ahead and I do 1 scoop in each one, and then I go back. And you can get your cookie scoop out, and you can, use your cookie scoop, and that works. And if you do 1 big scoop and 1 cookie scoop, it makes really nice. You don't have that muffin top. So it's nice just to have a normal. I think I'm just going to do half and see what that does this time around. We got 2 more. Just kind of have to. Okay, I think we did it. There we go. Just kind of flatten them out a little bit. Okay. Let's just see if I need any more in here. It's looking good. Oh, I think this little guy probably needs a little bit more. Ooh, making dripping. Got making some blips. That ain't good. Okay, let's put this in the sink. They're doing really good. Okay, so I hear it buzzing, and I need my, what did I do with it? Toothpick. So let's go ahead and turn it off. Get a pot holder. Let's see if these are done, because I did have them in there for 2 minutes less than normally I do. Looks like it's beautiful. We're going to make some frosting. So the frosting we're making is a dairy-free cream cheese. So I'm using this Daiya cream cheese, and you know what? I couldn't tell the difference. And I even had Thane, which is my foodie. He couldn't tell the difference. So I'm excited because I do like cream cheese. And it is hard when you can't have it. So, as I'm sure some of you guys already know. What I'm going to do is I'm just cutting it in half. I'm not using all of it. I'm just going to use half of it. So this is like a 4 ounce, I believe. 8 ounce. I think it's an 8 ounce. Yeah, it's 8 ounce. And we're going to just use 4 ounces. So this is what we're doing. Maybe if I can get it out of here. Sure, a piece of cake, right? Maybe. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're getting there. I'm going to just throw this in the fridge. We'll use it for another day. Okay, so what we're going to do is I put 6 tablespoons of my vegan butter. It's the Earth Balance that I showed you at the beginning when we were making the cupcakes. And we're going to mix this up. And I didn't sift this because I had already washed my sifter, but normally I would have sifted it just to make sure that it's less. And then I want to put a teaspoon of the vanilla in here. I'm going to blend it really well. Use my spatula, which I don't know why I have it on the counter. That's gross. But my counter is clean. I'm always wiping it down. We're just doing a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon. And this is just vanilla. I buy it at the local market, but here we live in New Mexico, so we can buy this Mexican vanilla, which is really nice. It just really has a nice flavor, just very strong. So you use less, really. And then you have it. Then when you have company or you have a celebration or something and you want to share them, that's kind of what you do. So, anyways. Okay, so Thane's in the kitchen. It's lunchtime, and he saw the cupcakes, and he's like, "Can I have one of these?" So he's gonna frost himself a cupcake. You can use this, my love.
Yeah, I don't want.
Wow,
good. Going good here.
So we're gonna let him taste test and tell me what he thinks of the cupcakes, and then you guys will know. He's a real foodie. I mean, he runs after the good stuff.
I remember all the happy hours back in Portland. That was usually dinner.
You called them nibbles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pineapple coconut, right?
Yes, pineapple coconut with vegan cream cheese frosting.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Good. Very good.
Did we knock it out of the ballpark?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice.
Let's go eat.
Okay. All right.
3,
Am I in the
2,
picture?
1, go.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and frost these. They're cooled off enough. You can put as much as you want or less or whatever you like. I don't like to have a lot. I know when you buy them at the store, it's like, ugh, they're just in your face frosting, and I just want to have a blend. Nice cake, frosting. And I was even thinking about, it'd be kind of fun if you were going to take these to a party or something. You could toast the coconut and sprinkle it on the top with a little tidbit. So that would be kind of fun too. So anyways, thanks for joining me. It was a lot of fun, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks.
Thank you for watching an episode of Nature Preserve Life in Mountain Air, New Mexico. If you'd like to follow along and support our channel, please press the subscribe button and gong that bell to be notified. After all, it's free. Free is a very good price. In the future, we will plan to focus our episodes on our eco-friendly build of earthen construction and dark night astronomy, that big guy there, and tourism of the regional area, as well as establishing a Patreon account for the sole support of wildlife in Deer Canyon Preserve. So stay tuned. Cheers.